Well, a piece of Charlotte's history is officially shut down. A theater more than 7 decades old, now gutted. QC at 3's Jordan Sawyers has the exclusive final look inside the Manor Theater.
The year 1947 marked a time for the record books. Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in baseball, and a man by the name of Earl Tupper invented, you guessed it, Tupperware. And if you lived in Charlotte for any time in the past 7 decades, there's a chance you might have got to enjoy a little bit of history yourself. April 11th, 1947, the Manor Theater was born. It was 2 years after the conclusion of World War II. A man by the name of H.B. Beiselman of Eastern Federal Corporation brought something unique to the Charlotte area.
First film they showed was The Egg and I with Fred McMurray, and I believe on opening day, as kind of a promo, they gave away baby chicks to the people who came to see the movie.
Brad Ritter managed the theater for the last 25 years.
All the equipment now is gone.
This was a neighborhood movie theater where hundreds and thousands of families and people over the course of 73 years came and saw movies together and shared in an artistic experience.
This became a place that I could think of as a pretty certain refuge. On any given Friday, there would be at least something I wanted to see.
A single auditorium theater that sloped in the front inside a building that could seat around 500.
Well, if you have been here, then you're going to feel nostalgic. I think if you drive past it, you think, wait, that's a movie theater in that tiny little strip?
Over the course of 4 decades, the Manor would play some of Hollywood's greats. In the 1980s, the theater would take on a new form.
Shockingly, they were closed for only like 5 weeks or something, 4 or 5 weeks. They were able to turn this from a 1-screen to a 2-screen just like that.
Each auditorium with about 180 seats. Throughout the next 20 years, the Manor would begin to take on a new identity.
Once in a while, they would kind of drift back into the more mainstream films. The early 2000s, I think, is when they've really kind of been an art house theater kind of fully for the last 15, 20 years.
It's just a brand of film. Usually the budgets on the films aren't anywhere near what a big blockbuster would be.
Charlotte at one point featured 13 screens that showed independent films. The Manor was the last venue dedicated to the craft.
Charlotte's alternative movie scene lagged behind other cities because it wasn't as big as other cities. There wasn't a demand. The sad thing is now the population has swollen to nearly 1 million, certainly 1 million in Mecklenburg County, and there is demand, but no supply. Once we had some supply, smaller demand, and we have bigger demand and no supply. Not supposed to work that way.
Some would go as far as say that a theater that's been around this long may have had something more attached to it.
One of the stories or apocryphal stories of the Manor Theater is it's a haunted theater, right? The affectionate name of Charlie, I don't remember if he was a former employee or a janitor or what, roams the building at night. We'll have to find another theater to go haunt, I guess, somewhere else. So.
After 73 years, the Manor is no more.
When we would hire somebody, we would always tell them that the pay wasn't great, but when they left here to move on to bigger and better things, we always hoped that when they look back on their career that this was the funnest job they ever had.
We say goodbye to a theater, but hold on to the memories.
There isn't really anything like it, and even if there's alternative cinema somewhere again, there still won't be anything quite like this experience.
In Charlotte, for QC at 3, I'm Jordan Sawyers.
Wow, that was so well done, Jordan.
Yeah, really well done. You've been there, right?
I have been there.
Yeah.
That made me really sad, seeing the key at the end. It's over. It's sad.
Well, Regal acquired the theater back in 2005. We did reach out to Regal to see if there were any plans in the works for the space. We have not heard anything yet. It is, that nostalgia, right? It just means so much. And when you have something that for 73 years has been a part of this community, you just hate to see it go.
I know, the memories.